This landmark case is a cornerstone authority on the law of attempts and criminal liability. This principle is often summarized by the phrase, "You can be liable for attempting the impossible." Hello and welcome to Landmark Case Laws Simplified. Buckle up as we explore the fascinating world of R. V. White together. Here are the details of the case and the legal principle it established. The defendant, who was the son of the deceased, Mary Ann White, was charged with the murder of his mother. He had purchased cyanide of potassium and put it into a wine glass containing a beverage, intending to kill her. His mother was found dead next to the glass. However, the medical evidence showed that she did not die from poisoning. No trace of cyanide was found in her body. Furthermore, the amount of cyanide in the glass, approximately 2 grains, was insufficient to kill an adult, as the minimum fatal dose is 5 grains. The jury acquitted him of murder but convicted him of attempted murder. The central legal question was whether his actions could constitute an attempt, given that it was impossible for his act to succeed in killing her at that moment. The judgment in R. v. White established 2 critical principles for criminal attempts. 1. The last act test, proximity. The court held that to be guilty of an attempt, the defendant must have performed an act that is sufficiently proximate to the commission of the full offense. The act must go beyond mere preparation. In this case, putting the poison in the glass was considered a proximate act. It was the last act he could do to achieve his goal, even though it failed. The judgment references the distinction made in R. v. Lineker. Although an attempt implies the intent, an intent does not necessarily imply an attempt. This means planning or preparing is not enough. The defendant must have moved from preparation to execution. 2. Attempts and factual impossibility. The most significant principle from White is that a defendant can be guilty of an attempt even if the full crime was factually impossible to complete. White intended to kill, and he put poison in the glass. The fact that the dose was too small to kill did not matter. The court established that the defendant should be judged on his intent and what he believed he was doing, not the actual scientific outcome. R. V. White remains a leading authority for the proposition that liability for an attempt requires proof of 2 elements: intent to commit the full offense, mens rea. An act that is more than merely preparatory toward the commission of that offense, actus reus. Because White had the intent and had performed the final act, preparing the poisoned drink, the impossibility of success was irrelevant to his liability for attempt. Until next time. Stay inspired, keep chasing your dreams.